Hello, welcome back as I, DrBossKey. Oh, here I am. Whoop. 100% more of the doctor and the boss and the key in. And today we are going to take a look at a community member, Leanderish. They did a playthrough of the Alpha 0.30 build. Why don't we hop over to that? So I like to try to make time to review gameplay footage. So this is probably about 4 to 6 weeks ago. I guess 20 days ago. Man, sometimes game development feels crazy. Yeah, so we put together the build, and I'll drop a link in the description for this. I won't go over all of it here, but I did capture a lot of what Leanderish had sent me over DMs. Thank you very much, Ben. That's very kind of you. We've made changes since based on the feedback, which has been super cool. And yeah, so before I go any deeper into this, because that's just text and words, why don't we jump over it? So I'll get rid of this. As I always like to say, it's always super important to review gameplay footage. I always create essentially a task for myself, and then just, we can call them notes, but I create like an action item list or a task list, because sometimes, you know, if you don't make the time to capture it in the moment, then it gets further away from you, and then it kind of starts to clog up your own process. Okay, I should probably say, clog up your own process for remembering all the things you thought were really important to do. So even if you decide to have a think on it and decide not to do something or to make some experiments based on it, it's always good to capture it in the moment. Okay, cool. So let's see here. I got my coffee. I got my kitty. I've had breakfast. Turn this down on my side. I think I probably need to turn down a tiny bit more, just a little bit. Desktop audio 1, 2. Yeah, it's probably pretty good. Okay. And of course, let me see here. I did not pay attention, so we're gonna roll that back. Okay. Checking the buttons. That's cool. Since this version, and based on playtests, we've done other updates. So you're checking all the buttons. Oh, it's funny because game development is so spoon-fed to modern gamers. This is not a knock on modern games. I'm a modern gamer as well. Oh, this did have a version of the 3. Oh no, is it 3? Oh yeah, it still had the 4. So yeah, we switched to a 3 model to simplify it. But yeah. Modern, you know, like a lot of times what I'm seeing is that people, they won't push a button unless they're told to, because of this conditioning of modern gaming, right? In the old days, you had instruction books that came packed with the game, if you were lucky. Generally, if you rented games in the way back machine from like things like Blockbuster and you know, video rental businesses, you didn't even get the instruction book, so you had to sort of figure out things because there weren't that many tutorials back then. So cool, he's testing it out. That's great to see. Exploring, this is cool. Ah, look at that. I'm just curious because it's a little secret, right? I think I'm gonna put in some voice lines for the game as well. Oh, look, he's one of the first people I've ever seen. I've seen now 5 or 6 playtests. They intuitively got, if you will. Of course, I got a slight bug here with the way things show up, but with finding the secret. So most people just fly over them as there are collectibles, and so I've had a really hard time struggling with that. I've changed it in the latest build, anyways. I basically teleport the player on top of the secret, and I lock their controls so they can see the whole sequence, and then I unlock the controls. It's not elegant. I didn't want to, and it is a secret, but I thought that would help more. Checking D-pad versus analog, it looks like. That's pretty cool. And away we go. And the best part is I think Ben said that. I mean, he's definitely a more well-versed shmup player. So, you know, obviously a fan of the series if he's willing to do an alpha test for you know, for basically a rando like me. So it kind of gives you a good sense. But then since we don't have a personal relationship yet, you know, I haven't, you know, I don't really have a full profile of who he is as a player. So that was super, super valuable. looks to seem to be spending time with the with reading the tutorials. I appreciate that. I hope they make sense. He didn't have much to say about the tutorials. I think the system made sense. I still have on our list of things to do. I want to do a secondary training tutorial level. Nice. He's checking the edges of the screen to see how far his ship will be on or off screen. Noticing that he's a little bit further off to the right than maybe it was comfortable, because we have a very small hitbox. We may have a version, updated version of the engine where, let's make sure I drink this in. Yeah, where we can have two forms of collision that we already have that, but both forms take environmental damage, so collision damage, and that makes it much harder to navigate through geometry.
Weapons up.
Okay, so he grabs all the weapon upgrades. Yeah, since this version, we did some playtesting and added a few more small bits. I think this has the shorter range top cannon too, the shotgun that we have there. One of the first enemies you encounter in the game, I never intended it that way, but thought we'd leave the bullets in there to make sure that we try to make it understandable that it's dangerous. Teaching the multiplier, the chain combo meter here. We changed the timing on this a little bit. We did a little heart there for the soul bits. Zay has an epiphany that she may be a monster and that we're taking her soul bits even though she's on the team. Still thinking about how I want to implement a story, if anything. I mean, the game has a story, it's just I'm not a I need to find a way to make it not in, like, it's there for people that want it, but it's not, it doesn't force you into story moments. Since this version, we simplified this. No more pre-plates. When we designed this originally, it was before we even had level select or tutorial, and I don't think we need to stop people anymore. All right, away it goes. Came equipped with the higher upgraded weapons, which I have fixed because I want to have a slightly different curve there. Picks up pacifist mode. Picked it up right off the rip. Looking at those Lokis. Think he's using D-pad, it looks like. Could be keyboard as well. The cool thing is with the new tutorial and UI buttons, I will be able to tell a little bit more effectively if someone is. I can tell this control actually. Anyways, he's surviving. All right.
Weapons upgrade.
Got a couple of weapon plate selections here. Ooh. He's making a choice. Cool. Decides to go for it. Alright. Nice. It was interesting to see. Most people just go right over them. Eventually, design-wise, you sort of figure out which ones you like, and then you pick the last plate that you want. But you do have a little bit of time for experimentation, so it was cool to see him use that.
Monster trophy.
Took a long time to get this weapon into this place, into this shape. I really want to have a little bit of seeking bullets that we have here. It used to just be a single stream of homing bullets. It was a little boring. It didn't quite fit. It was okay to use, but it didn't create as much visual interest, and didn't have as much utility as this particular weapon. Wow. Damn. What is this? Just looking at the amount of damage. Woo. This BFM missile rips. It's because it's taking 6 additional shots. I need to double check that. Check damage on BFM. Wonder if he sees the secret in the corner yet.
Weapons upgrade.
When we get the new version of the Shmup Creator engine,
Ship with
missed it. Saw it though. I'm going to be very curious if he manages to get any secrets throughout the levels. So, Dread, this has the updated version of the Spore Drive weapon. We're getting a bunch of feedback that it was just creating too much visual noise. Now it's just like, you know, just what you're seeing there, right? Like these rainy spore bits. In case you need to seed alien invasion, that might be how you do it. Oh, what a treat. Sunday morning here. All right, let me take a look at it again.
weapons upgrade.
All right, so he's shooting the boss here. I was just noticing how it was starting to be overwhelming. So he's focused on the boss. The ads come in. They start putting in pressure. So the avian dark mages here. These guys. So the thing is that these guys started creating bullets. Super cool. Super cool.
Weapons upgrade.
It's very hard not just to kill everything on the rip all the time. So yeah, so here he is. He's looking at. He's got the boss, right? So he's shooting the boss, using his bottom and his back cannon. It puts him in this corner here. These guys push in. They start using the homing orbs. He's aiming at them a bit here. He's splitting his damage because he's using his top weapon. And he's having to macro dodge these waves, right? They stay in the back here. And so then the our spinning demon wheels here, they basically show up and then they start creating both pressure from their odd like arcs, but also they have these 360 bullets. So now he's got quite a bit to dodge. He's got some macro dodging needed and micro, but manages to kill a couple of those guys. Doesn't get the torture wheels yet. We take the dark mages off screen. Otherwise, if they were still shooting homing bullets, it gets overwhelming. Thank you to Zay for that. Okay. I haven't seen people play it quite like that, so that's kind of neat. 4 lives. Nice. Manages to catch the torture wheels there. Changing the game. These guys do push, but he manages to get through them. They're easier to kill with the bottom weapon. That's generally the rule of thumb for almost every enemy in the game, except for swarm enemies and high popcorn enemies. Bottom weapons do all right, but generally you try to overwhelm the player with popcorn enemies. Popcorn enemies, for the people that don't know, are enemies that you kill, and it's like eating popcorn. You just takes one bite and it's done. One shot. Okay. I'm super excited. I got to sit down last night. He's exploring the bottom weapon there for a second. I got to sit down last night and I started adding an extra layer of dynamic difficulty for increasing spawns and spawn variety for up to the first half of this level. So, and also that some monster trophies are only collectible if you've gotten subsequent monster trophies in the level. So it keeps you from also having these weird rubber bands where you regain, but it's not. I don't want to do the whole system that way. I just want you to get some monster trophies, but it lets me kind of stack the layers of difficulty, which is cool. All right, first time he's seen the Sea Satan here. Using the bottom weapon. A little bit of hitch there. Should be fixed hopefully in one of the next versions of the engine. We're not preloading death animations. So I spawned big textures there and quite a bit of particle effects and things like that. So, but it's only the first ones. And look, we're in a alpha, so that's why we work on this. I push the engine in different ways than other developers are pushing it. So, all right. So he's got good use with the orb here, switching between the weapons a little bit. The popcorn enemies there. But it looks like maybe he's starting to understand that you're getting more effectiveness out of that bottom weapon. Weapon switch again. This is a pressure coming here. He does have a super. This would be a great time for super, but he scooches through. Uh-oh. Still feeling that pressure from those orbs. Oh, took a little damage. Oh yeah, he's in trouble. No, not terrible. He's pretty dexterous. Look at that maneuvering. That was fantastic maneuvering. I mean, he's definitely getting pushed around, but he's surviving, which is super great.
Weapons upgrade.
All right, weapon change.
Shift repair.
I'm gonna go through and do a pass on reducing back-to-back power-ups. Not terribly, because I want you to switch.
Shift repair.
Nice. I like the bullet visibility. It reads pretty well here.
Weapons upgrade. Shift repair.
Not bad. 5 lives. In a pretty good spot. Very light bullet hell here.
Shift repair.
Not even phased. I want to do some cool versions of boss enemies that appear during levels if you get enough monster trophies. But I gotta sit down and do something about it. But I think it'd be a great reuse of the assets. I want to do a giant version where this thing lumbers into the world. Very light bullet, well, medium bullet hell there. So yeah, that's kind of a welcome to the game. Not bad. All right. So some feedback that came in was more pronounced sound effects in addition to the voice line for the hull damage, which we already added in the latest version of the game. Hopefully today I'll do a round and release a new build.
Weapons upgrade.
All right, weapon switch there. Nice. 5 medals is pretty great. 5 hit points, 6 lives. All good stuff. I like these weapons are just massive. Yeah, let's see what happens here. We reduced the sound effect on this. It's a little loud, but that pass came out of this. Nice. They came out of this playtest.
Monster Trophy.
Audio is still very, very temp. We've got a lot of stuff to work through. These bullets have pierce, which are really nice for passing through those the soul wisps. Soul wisps are the those AOE bluish glowing enemies. We added a little like little face screamy ghost thing for the wisp, which I really enjoyed. All right, wait. I was looking at the art, not paying attention. What happened here? All right. So doesn't know what to do with the lost soul wisp. Using his bottom weapon though, he picked up the monster trophy, so he's got the sea dragon, the undead dragons. They're doing their circles, which put a lot of pressure. It's advanced, but the cool part is he's a competent player. So, and then, so what happens here? So the soul wisp up top is taking his attention, and he's getting pressure from. So he comes into this spot here, right? So doing pretty well. Not sure what to do with these guys yet because they have this AoE thing. People will usually figure it out. Kills that dragon, which is great. He's getting pressure though from these dragons, right? That's where these clusters of boulders come from. Actually, it's a good note. Undead sea dragons. Change bullet to diamonds. Diamonds. So diamond shape. Technically, it's called the cosmic diamond. We're doing passes on bullets, but basically that note is that we have these circular bullets, and the circular bullets have homing. So, but that's not homing 100%. That's homing to a period of time, and then it breaks off. And I like to use a diamond shape because then you have the triangular points. So if a diamond is flying towards you and it changes shape, it's like an airplane, right? So you can see that shape change as opposed to a circle, which then it is doing its shape changes, of course, but it's harder to intuit what vector the rotation is for the bullet. So anyways, I digress. So, but it's a good point here. Okay. So then, so he kills that sea dragon, the undead sea dragon there. Looking at there, this guy hasn't opened yet. So these guys open based on proximity. The flower demons. And then let me see here. So he comes down in here. He's got his like plasma worms that are attacking it. He sees it here. This guy opens up. Now he has these bullets, right? So, and these have these like cool little gravity bullets. The dragon down here is putting pressure on him there. And what happens? So unfortunately, the bottom barrage of bullets missed this guy, so that creates additional pressure there. And I think he's trying to, I think he's probably trying to kill these things, or he's watching these bullets. First time he's seen these bullets, right? And these bullets are tricky, so more pressure here. He's seeing these bullets here, which are creating this, like, I mean, he's got a bit of a safe spot. Maybe closer down here, but this is definitely where the enemies are, right? But because he doesn't know to kill these yet, these are also causing pressure. Positional pressure. So yeah, he's working on that. Takes damage from the rotating bullets. Explodes the sea drag, or the lost soul wisp. Okay, all right, that was tricky. That was interesting. Not much I want to change in that space at the moment, but I like to see what the flow looks like, so. I don't think he's quite figured out the trick yet with the Lost Soul Wisp yet. Whoa! All right, looking for a board reset, which is good.
Weapons up.
Weapon switch. Checks his weapon set. I like that he picks up the power up and sees. Oh shoot! Whoa! Bumps on a secret there. Yeah, those guys he doesn't know yet. That's good. And the thing is with the Lost Soul Wisp, they kind of flip the script, right? Because you never want to crash into enemies, so you're exploding them based on proximity. But it's different. A lot of shmups don't quite have that style of enemy, so, and they serve a couple purposes for us. One is they block bullets unless the bullet has pierce. Two, they control space because they block bullets. Also, that means they actually create safe spots for enemies behind them, right? This weapon broke my buddy's brain. He really had a hard time with it. Nice. 3 hit points there. It's one I really like the rotating bullets there for sure. All right, weapons change there. Let's see. Nice, he goes for it. All right, pacifist mode. It's good. Oh, misses the Loki's up top.
Ship repaired.
Got those guys coming in from the top and back. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. This is gonna be tricky. Nice, good bullet dodging. He's got good skills. Oh, he's getting overrun. A little bit of panic. Oh, stuck underneath. There's very little escape with those dread musks. Oh, yeah! Oh, shit! That was awesome! Look at that! Watch this. Watch this in slow-mo here, look. Comes down. He's in the pocket here, right? But I mean, it's just Danger Town City, right? Like all this like craziness here. Look, manages to navigate through. And then he's in the clear. It's good stuff, man. Good skills. I put him on a higher, more advanced player spectrum. 2 hit points. Hasn't died yet. Totally acceptable. Latest version of the game, we're reducing the it continues to 10. So, and you always have level select right now. All right, so new enemy type here. He hasn't really encountered her yet. Doesn't know what to do with those soul wisps. Yeah, so interesting. But that's fine. You know, like I don't think we need to hold players' hands. I think you figure it out over time.
Weapons up.
Oh, neat. Here's the spores. That's. I think maybe is he tapping it? That was a longer spore drive drop than I expected. 2 vampire generals. Here we go. Good set of weapons for this. Wound up reducing the amount of bats a little bit here. They're a little too hardcore. Laser slays in this case. We may have down-tuned this weapon just a tiny bit. I'm not entirely sure.
Weapons up.
Let's see here. Succubus general gap in title text.
Weapons up.
Okay. I think this is before we extended the range a little bit on the on the top cannon. Still good to see. Whoa! Teaching the sword attack here. Really enjoy the sword attack. People like to go whoa when they see it. Navigating through. We updated the bullet graphic for this, so it's no longer sprite based. They look pretty nice. We also changed it to additive blending, so they have a little bit more glow to it. Feeling the pressure here with the short range weapon. Again, that's already more fixed. Not too bad though. He's doing fine. All right, here we go. And also because your bottom weapons, while they're stronger, they're top, bottom, and behind. That's why the top weapon here being short range also is stronger than a normal top range weapon. There's a little bit of weapon balancing. Also, it's risk versus reward. It takes more effort to get closer to enemies, which is more dangerous. So if you do get into the range, you do the extra damage. He's got one hit point left, 1 whole point. He's doing all right though. I mean, it is level 2. Try not to go insanely crazy. He could just use the super to burn it, but it's interesting. He's in the zone. Almost there. Yeah, he's a good player. Douche.
Weapons upgraded. Ship repaired.
All right, 1 little whole point there helped. On to level 3. All right, we're jamming. We are jamming. Got a few pickups here, which are good so far. I'm very curious. Hopefully, the contrast is better readable. I think I'm seeing people crash into the environment a lot less these days, which is good.
Ship repaired.
I really had to pull down the brightness of the background in comparison. Nice. Does not know what to do with those guys yet. My other buddy I was watching do a playthrough. It's funny how much quieter things got here. Something else going on in the engine. Totally fine. But you know, it's until they start to overwhelm it. And my thinking is, if it's an enemy, oh, is it good? Ah, close, almost. He got to two.
Weapons upgrade.
Man, my point is that if it's an enemy, enemies left around create more risk. You know, shmups, right? Yeah, enemy management. I think Ben here, he's going to benefit a lot from the advanced monster trophies and screen clear enemy spawns I'm going through and adding to the game. That's some of the most fun stuff, so I've been taking my time to do it, because if I do it incorrectly or I'm too aggressive with it, then what happens is I create a game experience that's way too frustrating for the more casual shmup players. So. That one pedestal winds up blocking those shots. He's got my tickle me plasma beams.
Ship repaired.
Nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, it's interesting because those guys are such a cool, like they give me so much more mileage than I expected. Because they create pressure, because they create this homing pressure. We also do some evil shit where we have the bullets showing up before the enemy's on screen. And you know, when you do something like that, you do it sparingly and with intention. Otherwise, it's frustrating. But they also wind up acting as a lure because they're basically they're destructible bullets. So they also give you a clue where the source is coming from. Most of the time, I won't do that. Getting shot from off screen sucks. But since they also read as enemies, they're basically phantom versions of enemies. That that lets me break the rule. You should know what your rules are first before you decide which ones you want to break. Oh shit! Whoa, he made it through that. Damn. All right, let's see what he does here. Nice, a little bit of timing. Ooh, don't panic. Yeah, dude. What a joy. What a treat. I feel like he's in the pocket. Oh, shit. He's in the pocket all right, in between two giant rocks. 10 seconds left. Oh. Oh, he took damage on that one. Oh, no damage. Oh, he died. But finished it. All right, he's doing it. All right, I like it. Yeah, the top shotgun weapon does well against the phantom spawners. Yeah. Oh, look at the big brain on Brad. And that's the thing I really enjoy. The core part of the gameplay I like is that the weapons have enough variety to be better in certain areas. And I'm trying to balance weapon power-ups to where like you have the optimum spawn. Look at this. Look at this. What a savage. Nice, using the Pierce. Oh, look at that. Big brains. Big brains. Right. I think he's found some good success with those plasma orbs. Whoa.
Weapons upgrade.
Ooh, that's a good weapon for that. Ooh.
Weapons upgrade. Weapons upgrade.
Nice, a little bit of sun plasma beam. I've got to go through and really finish all of the adding all the lasers back in. We finished our art for it and the color variants. It's just it's going to take a couple hours to go through and do all the tech arting. A lot of success using his bottom weapon there. Good in between. Nice. Dude, he ripped that boss. All right, here comes our story arc. I like these guys give you they give you pressure because of the way they shoot their bullets, but you can do bullet leading, and you know, you can essentially, you have gaps as well. So because the way that they shoot and have a delay on the bullets, it turned out better than I expected it to. Really looking forward to someday doing a new game plus where all I do is I take the whole loop and then I just do a remix on enemy bullets. Like, I just want to go crazy. I want to go crazy enemy bullet patterns and spawn patterns. But you know, what is fun to me and challenging and exciting at this point is way different than when someone's first coming to the game. So trying to do designs, like for instance, you won't get to a new game plus mode unless you, you know, unless you get to the secret for doing it, like you can choose it for yourself. But it's not something I want players to, you know, because it's not gonna be nice. I'm not gonna be like, New Game Plus is not a nice mode by any measure. So I need to find an elegant way.
Weapons upgrade.
Interesting. So let me take a look at that again. So he's doing all right. Got in the right spot. Forward and backward bullets. He's getting the good damage there. Oh, he took a little bit of damage. It was so close. All right, he's like, oh, then he's just like, I got to get out of here, because he was, you know, they if you don't get them beforehand, then they're gonna actually hit you physically, right? So nice. That was a good one. The pressure from the head tosses there.
Ship repaired. Weapons upgrade.
All right. 3 hull points left here. Not a bad weapon choice in this case. It's just murder. I've got a decent amount of piercing on my bottom weapons.
Weapons upgrade.
Because again, skill, yeah, like it, they're charge up, slow. You have to lead them. You know, they take advanced aiming. So I'm trying to give you as many bonuses. Oh, he's on top. A little bit of bullet hell here. It's fun. It's more, I think, intimidating than anything. But I enjoy this part of it. So I don't. Then again, I don't know. I mean, look, he took 2 points of damage in that sequence. So boss steps forward, going for some of that surprise and delight. See if he sees the secret up there. Ooh, he's an eagle eye. Oh, he's got this one. Yeah. I think we already changed it to where you get more than supers there, but still a huge amount of bonus points there. Really enjoying what he's got. Chooses to not pick up the other weapon plates. Totally acceptable. Isn't intuiting what to do with these lost soul wisps again, so now he's got an extra chunk of pressure. But the cool part is we don't stop, so that actually is totally fine. Good to see. It's funny, in my own journey of doing shmup development in this case, all these bullet patterns are too slow for me. I'm just like, oh, like they you know, and generally like when you have the mass bullet patterns, like, you know, like the bullet hells, you know, the bullets are much slower, generally speaking. Not all bullet hells, and this isn't quite a bullet hell, so but I also recognize that, you know, if it's boring for me, it's already more challenging for other folks. So again, it's, you know, trying to make a more accessible shmup here that people can approach, play, and find ways to improve. And I think I've got a couple really good, I think, design elements for that. Look at that, nice. He's doing it. Oh, he took a point of damage. He was really dodging well there, though. Getting pressured by Nada. Beams, blows her away. Capooch. Here we go. He's liking the weapons, so I think he may not get the power up. Totally good. He's got a super in pocket. He's doing well. Yeah. And I think as Ben said in his own feedback, he's like, it's a bit on the easy side, but it was fun and engaging. And I think the dynamic difficulty is going to really crank that up. So it's sort of like a poor man's ranking system. That's, you know, that's the way I'm starting to think about it. So poor man's as in nice. Yeah, he's going to burn this boss even before it gets to the final phase. And poor man's, almost. I tried. I think I've cleaned up all these enemy spawns. Yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, I guess back to what I was saying is that because the monster trophies it's dynamic to get them to appear. You have to get screen clears, and then you have to kill them. So even if it's too overwhelming, they're still optional to kill them. And I don't have a ton of ways to make it accidental to kill the monster trophy enemies. All right, so we're on to the challenge level. I like what we got going on here. 13 lives. Now this is where I start to really test, you know, I go through entirely different design patterns for these levels. And it's also you have a few new enemies like the shade stresses. Nice. Really enjoying this laser. It's good. It's a good weapon. Middle weapon is the missile for forward and back. He's really on top of his enemy spawns right now. His laser just slaying. It's crazy. Let's see what he does here. Let's see if he gets the pattern. Nice. Yeah, so this stuff like this feels really good. And it's only over time as I continue to work on my own spawn patterns that I, you know, like it's fun when you like. I don't want I like reflex. I like a little bit of randomization. But I also really like when you identify a pattern and how to get through it. We're going to be spreading the gap here. Pretty cool.
Ship repaired. Ship repaired.
Oh boy. Oh.
Pacifist mode activated.
Oh boy. That was neat though. By the way, he's the first person I've seen out of about a dozen people, or half a dozen people, that have been able to get any secrets. It's going to be great when we get the ranking screen in. Next version of the engine. Maybe a week or two. Nice. Yeah, a few versions back, I actually made an adjustment to where pacifist mode occurs here. Whoa! Oh shit! That was awesome. Yeah, he deserves 6 damage for that one.
Pacifist mode complete.
Nice, triple lasers. Nice, good reset there. Smart. He's a very good player.
Super weapon online.
So the good news, he's taking a little bit more damage. There are a few more encounters here that are causing him to switch it up, which is nice. Lay down.
Weapons downgraded.
Nice, using that back cannon immediately. Picks up that monster trophy. Oh, nice. Getting pressured. That was pretty good.
Ship repair.
Nice. I know he got that undead dragon in the back there. I think he just right as got off screen. Oh, he missed it, but he got it. There it is.
Weapons upgraded.
All right. That's a little bit of bullet pressure, not too bad, but it was good to see him thread that pattern like that. Very cool. And away we go. This is one of the very first prototype bosses we ever built. And this was for our Adventure Shmup version of the game. Oh yeah, like he's, I mean look, I don't think he's taken any damage yet. And these, first time he's seen these patterns. Super cool. Happy about it. Nice. It was good. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to do dynamic difficulty for bosses. It gets a little more tricky in that space, but you know, we'll see. The key is not to make it crazy hard for everyone. All right. Right off the rip, sees it. Nice. Nice. It's like, oh, good reset. That was the kind of pressure I was looking for. Wow. I mean, I designed that. First time I've seen someone besides myself do it. And I knew it because I put it in. Nice, using his cross shot. Uh-oh. Nice, switch to the bottom to get rid of a bunch of the heavier ads there, the demons. Man, gets control of the board. Nice job, dude. That was great. That was really good.
Ship repair. Ship repair.
Pacifist mode.
It's like, all right, let's go. Let's go. I like that he likes the tricks. I mean, most of the time a lot of people are like, pacifist mode is stressful. It takes it and cranks it all the way up, right? But it's the purest form. First rule of shmupping, survive. Second rule, kill the enemies, right? So it breaks it down to its most component parts. And I'm glad to see that he's embracing it. That he also had commented, Ben also commented that he found the pacifist modes interesting. Oh, took a little damage there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to with the mecha mutant chopper there. It's kind of a little mini boss. I'm gonna make them appear in more levels, especially as you get the higher tiers of monster trophies.
Ship repaired.
Yeah, this is the version of the with the longer ones. We added the health bar to give you because they have so many hit points. Wanted to make sure you had a way of understanding progress. Ooh, let's see what he does here. Let's see what he does here. Oh, he's got to do something. What's he gonna do? He's in the pocket. Oh, explodes one. Oh, gets up to the top. Nice. Oh, took damage. I think he was switching his weapons there.
Ship repaired.
Takes a small undead dragon. We also were kind enough that we didn't make the long undead dragons. We made sure that they're not they don't also shoot a bunch of like homing bullets at you, because you know, it's big enough that they take so much space. And it's, again, another one of those things where I was like, when I was dreaming about like, oh, this is something I found might be pretty cool to experience. I've had a few people come back to me and say it's one of their favorite parts in the game so far, which is it's awesome. They just like that it sticks out and they remember it. So I feel like I have so many things I want to experiment with. I'm only one man. I'm never going to be done with this game. We're going to ship a version in August though. And then maybe we'll see about monthly updates, or we'll take it to the point where I want to add a caravan mode. There's so much stuff I want to do that I think we can actually do pretty well. Or as the engine matures, that we can also add from there. All right, let's see. Yeah, I see you. Prioritizing the bottom. Let's see if I don't think he's gonna get. Oh, maybe he'll get it at the end here. Oh, he got it. Nice. He missed the other one though. It's a bit tricky. I need to tie a monster trophy. Ooh, actually, a good point. CL3. We're in 3. 2. CL2. Damn it! I forgot now. Long undead dragons. Double check that there is a monster trophy attached to killing all of them. So that's a good example, right? Like if you manage to kill all the undead dragons, then I can make this section a little bit harder. All right, let's come back here and take a look.
Ship repaired.
Nice. He's enjoying the slight homing on the weapon itself. Great example using the top and bottom. I'm trying to make sure every weapon set has forwards, backwards, and utility. So weapon sets generally get a little bit stronger as you progress. A lot of weapons in the game. But again, some of the fun is in identifying the weapons and figuring out how to use them, because all of a sudden, it's like it's old school Gradius, right? Like when you have a missile that, that took damage there. I gotta take a look at the end. When you have a missile that is, that is either a gravity missile or a homing missile, it changes the way you think about how you approach the enemies. Okay, let's take a look. So what happened here? All right, so he's on top of the enemies. It's great. Second undead dragon comes out. Still doing well, okay. So then we've got spawns from the top. And it was just a lot. So that was a super weapon opportunity in that case. Could have played through it, but I think he would have needed to. If I remember correctly, it would go. So here, I mean, aside from super weaponing, so what he would need to do is switch pretty much right now to his bottom laser. Those guys got it up, which is great. I mean, he did great overall. It took a bunch of damage. Still, and then I would have cleared that the fairy plant monster that's spawning the smaller ones, because that all held back. But again, super weapon opportunity in this case, so gets a bit of a reset there, a breather. If there's no reasons to use their super weapon, then no one will ever use it, right? So we're gonna add those fire bats to more enemies, more dynamic spawns.
Ship repair.
Ooh, explodes that one. That's good. Let's see what he winds up doing here. Nice. Oh, look, he's got it now. He's like, okay, I definitely got to deal with that thing. I took a little damage on the macro dodge there. It's all right. Looking almost like bullet ceiling in this case.
Ship repair.
Oh, it took a little damage. Wait a minute. I missed that. I was looking at the monster. What happened here?
Ship repair.
Oh, ship repair. I thought I took damage. Okay. There's a little space here where you can stay in this spot, I think, and aside from when he pushes forward. And there you can only have to deal with the homers. Astral, Ripper, change red homers to purple. To purple. That wasn't really actually close enough. All right, yeah, that was pretty good. So let me just double check. Let's take a look at this again. So it gets to the final phase of the boss before it repeats. He's in the space, doesn't take a ton of pressure. Nice, all right. Cool.
Ship repair.
Working on the sound engine, because we got a couple of things that loop and might be fixed in the 1.4 version of Shmup Creator, so. All right. Challenge level 3. Here we go. Nice. I like that he's prioritizing the killing the plants before they open.
Weapons upgrade.
The demon plant bulbs. The Dread Musk also came from our Metroidvania adventure shmup game that we want to build someday.
Ship repair.
All right. Nice. He switches to the lower weapon.
Ship repair.
Nice. Look, he's actually using his plasma field ropes to do damage. They were taking care of the bullets. We made a change to the Sea Satans to make their single missiles they're not so much, but they're now in pairs or groups of 5 as opposed to 1, which gives them just a little bit more bullet blocking, which is nice. Good. A little damage there. Nice.
Weapons upgrade.
Those flying demons were one of the first enemies we actually put into the game, prototype-wise too. That gave me a huge confidence for the engine.
Ship repair.
Slightly bigger dragon in this case, but I thought I'd go with it. Why not? Sometimes you scale an enemy and all of a sudden it's that much more dangerous. You get it? Oh, he got it.
Monster tripping.
Nice, he's in the right spot. Nice, see, that's great. Don't understand the reasons to switch between the weapons. I really want to add more popcorners. kind of think it's just gonna be. It's also fun to really just smash down a wave of enemies. So nice. Look at that. Good mix. 2 salvos in the bottom. We're killing the fairy plant monster. Pulls the monster trophy early on that, which is great.
Monster trophy.
He does here. Nice. It was a little bit late on it, but it worked. Yeah, those parasitic fairies were pissed off. Like they said, settling in, getting comfortable with the weapons. Multipliers at 600, 5 medals. I think he died like twice, maybe. Oh boy. Triple damage there, not too bad. Dude, love it. I've never seen anyone engage past his modes like he is. Doesn't know that he can just collect the Lokis. When in doubt, dodge everything. Took some damage there. Boosh.
Stick with me.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I don't think he's actually ever reached the maximum weapon level. Nice. He knows what to do these guys now. I really like the cleaned up version of the boss that we did. Especially with the latest round of tweaks on enemy bullet patterns and sequences. This thing's strangely hideous. Love it. I love it. Brantris is so fun. It's a good weapon for this. Usually plasma streams do a great job killing the spiders. We just changed all the bullets to, in this case, to additive as well. Doing good jobs navigating the bullet waves here. A little bit of pressure. It's a great weapon for this spot. He's a good player, man. I want to make some evil stuff just for him. I want to see how far I can push him. Oh, here we go. Here's the build-up. Let's see how he does. All right, nice. He's like, okay, done with that. I need a screen clear here, a reset. Nice. Nice bullet leading, plus micro dodging. Oh. There's a way through. He could have made it. Whew. Wait, we're not done yet. Oh, man. Oh, so close. Yeah, basically the last part of the game is more for him for sure. Like, dude, she's just fudging. She's like, arf, arf. Gotta remember to work on the sound effects for Brontress. Okay. All right, this is a final challenge level.
Pacifist mode active.
All right, we're out the rip.
Cold damage.
Wait, what do you take damage from?
Cold damage. Weapons downgrade. Cold damage.
Oh, I took damage from the
Cold damage. Weapons
from the
Cold
Soul Legions.
Weapons downgraded. Cold damage.
Ah, I didn't see the rope back around. Okay. These guys are hard to dodge. It's a rough spot.
Cold damage. Ship repaired.
Nice. He decides to get the heck out of dodge. Grabs the power up.
Pacifist mode complete.
I like the chaos at the bottom of this. Nice. Oh, I guess we missed a few enemies. The monster trophy didn't spawn there.
Weapons upgrade.
We just updated the art for the flesh balls. I still need to work on it for the final version of it. All right.
Ship repaired. Cold damage.
Took a little damage there. Those guys are a tiny bit hard to see. Let's see. Flyer, spider. Add a little bit of a particle VFX for I think the flyers, just a tiny bit. I don't think we need to go crazy there.
Weapons upgrade.
I mean, all of these things come from hell, so being on fire is just a state of mind. I had a lot of fun with this level. This level was pretty big. I like that it's the final challenge level. We'll have a couple. I'm already starting to pin down some ideas for some extra special like secret challenge levels that you can only get to with certain score thresholds and or spots. So there'll be like kind of alternate paths. But there, if you get those, like it's. Everyone's taking the gloves off. It's going to be bonkers. Nice. Good switch of the weapons here. Enemies and environmental adjustments to encourage weapon switching. Pretty huge. Core of the game. Nice. Trouble. Ooh, saves himself. Picks up the whole nuggets. Nice. That was enough to get a monster trophy out of it, though. Does the monster trophy? That reminds me. CL4. Monster trophy leading into short passage, tight passage ways. Adjust. Add spawn portal VFX. So here, so he's about ready to pop this. Let me just take a screenshot as well. It's easier. This is good. This gives me a tiny little task list to work on, which I'm super happy about. Because it's easy when I'm going down. I'm like, oh, like unless they're bigger tasks that you need to think about, but it's much easier just to plug away at some of these things, especially when you're just you're feeling like you only have a little bit of time to do something. All right, so that gives us this. Perfect. Yeah. So here, watch when he kills the monster trophy, these things are going to spawn in. And so they spawn in here. These ones you don't need, but she definitely needs it. It's probably okay because they're over here and I know where you're at. And if they go off screen, then you won't get the spawn. So it's probably just her that needs it. Quick damage off the top of the wall there. Gets through. Oh boy, nice. Feeling the pressure there, but he managed to push through. Can't wait for the next version of the engine. Oh, so many things are going to change on the gameplay side of things. One of the big things is that we're going to have configurable edge of screen invulnerability areas. Meaning that when enemies come in from the edge of the screen, they will be invulnerable for a period of time. Which will mean you can't just accidentally shoot everything before you can even see it. Right now, if I wanted to adjust that, I have to tweak it by hand per enemy, so I'm looking forward to playing with it. Ooh, oh, got stuck up in the corner. Oh, nice. Holy moly. Whoa! Wow, what a beast. What a beast. Wow, that was intense. Nice job, Ben. Really seeing the value of the piercing. I can tell he's been getting a little bit more, he's feeling the pressure because he's sticking more with weapons that he feels are giving him the most effective, usage, right? Like piercing on this is super important. Nice, gets down to get rid of that trophy. Pops the, or trophy, the soul lantern, pops the monster trophy. Ward's pushing him back. This is before we put in the secret, or the shootable wall on the right side. He's trapped. This is exactly why we wound up putting that. So what we did is we changed these to flesh walls, so you can shoot your way through just in case. Boy, nice. Goes for a reset there. He's a tough one. Got too many small enemies, so the top weapon would have been, I think, probably better usage there, but fair enough. I rarely see the Undead Dragon create that additional pressure there. Just loses a multiplier just a little bit there. He's really enjoying the piercing. He's feeling like a god right now. All right, let's see what happens. Here we go. Here we go. All right. close.
Downgraded.
Oh, this had the this was the version where if you die, your weapon's completely reset, which we went back to. You only lose one. You only go backwards one weapon set unless you get to continue. All right. I'm really stoked about this sequence. Look at this. All right, so he does it. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, nice. All right, he's in the pocket. Got one layer there. Now it's about the fairies coming from the top. A little bit of bullet pressure, not a ton to worry about, but you do have to navigate it here if you don't kill those fairies. Uh-oh, now he's out of rhythm. He's starting to take damage. But he manages to kind of get back on top. He's like, okay, I need a reset. Acceptable. Yeah. Brood Mother is pissed now. She comes in. Nice. Woo! Some tough close ones. All right, here comes some extra evil. Whoa. Oh, you're surviving it. Holy moly, but it's hard to get back up to her. Oh, wow. Yeah. And that's not easy. That's intense. At least for me. Now, I have been able to do all these things myself, but doing them all perfect all the time, especially when you're trying to record or do other things or you're thinking about things. I mean, shmup games are about focus, so.
Ship repaired. Ship repaired. Ship repaired.
All right. Accidentally had the static version of this. I only mildly tuned the boss a bit in this case. So, and this is, evil, very, very video gamey. Evil DBK, right? This is what happens after he's killed so many monsters and absorbed all their soul essence. His weapons are a bit more on the monstery attack side, but also recognizable. You got this little pocket in the front where if you can kind of navigate through.
Weapons upgrade.
Nice. Ooh.
Weapons downgraded. Weapons upgrade.
Yeah, he also said, Ben said, he was like, yeah, the final boss is hard. Yes, it is. There he's got the undead dragon scales. Look, he has already get his hull points.
Hold it. Ship repaired. Ship repaired. Hold it. Weapons upgrade.
There we go.
Hold it.
He's trying his best. He's trying his best. Oh, that was good.
Hold it. Weapons downgraded. Hold it. Ship repaired.
Yeah, I'd love to have a page from Space Megaforce LSD.
Hold it. Ship
Ooh,
repaired.
look at that.
Hold it.
Yeah, I think I tuned down these things just a tiny bit. Not too much though.
Hold it. Weapons downgraded. Hold it. Weapons upgraded.
We adjusted the waves, these skulls, to create just a little more gap in between.
Weapons upgraded. Hold it. Weapons downgraded. Hold it. Ship repaired. Hold it. Hold it. Weapons downgraded.
Well, you know.
Hold it.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. I like his weird plasma, like,
Ship
whip.
repaired. Ship repaired.
Yeah, he's making it through.
Hold it.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. All right.
Ship repaired.
All right, man. Sunday afternoon. We're getting there. BB for short, Ben. Awesome possum. All right, I think. We have the resolution. Checking options. Making some adjustments. All right. Taking a look at the keyboard. Controller. Oh, because the controller was highlighted, he's playing with the controller, so gamepad. We cleaned up all of this, so instead of, since we don't have any control of continues and score, we just decided to just focus on lives. Ah, nice, he's checking the weapon room.
Weapons upgraded.
Ah, okay.
Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded.
He got to pretty high, but again, he found some of his favorite weapons too. Also, we adjusted Loki spawns to not force weapon changes, and that was part of his feedback as well. So thanks for that, Ben. Man, some of that Infinity laser, so life force.
Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded.
Feel like I have maybe a couple too many bottom orbs. I think I want to make a change on them, but we'll see. We'll see.
Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded. Weapons upgraded.
Forgot this one's so far down on the, or high up on the ranking list, or the upgrade list.
Weapons upgraded.
We got the wall missiles, and then we have all the Homer missiles. Yeah. I think. Let me double check because I don't think that was the. Let's see here. Weapon room. Add one or two more power up keys. Because there he went through all of them, but I think I didn't show the. Almost all of them. I think there's one or two more weapon sets after that. Huh. Went back to the weapon room. I think he's searching for something. Ah. Yeah, so I had a variant on this which shows all the weapon plates. Yep, so it was that. Okay, so it was just one more. And it was that bottom right one. Still missed that final one. All right, so he's tinking around. Level 1.
Mode activated. Mode complete.
I think you just kind of started it over just to see what's what.
Ship repair.
All right, dude, and that's it. Awesome possum. All right, first off, there was some fancy flying there. Thank you very much, Ben. That was awesome. For anyone else that's been following along, contributing, sharing, asking questions, doing playtests, we put up builds twice a month. We'll probably drop a new build today. Thank you very much. The game wouldn't be what it is without you, you know, and it's the thing about software development or game development that people don't really realize is that good game development also takes into account playtesting and user experience. And people are so various in their own skills and their expectations for games. And you can't simply just always tweak and tune things and change things based on the spectrum, but you certainly should take that into account when you're doing your own development. And if you don't, then you won't ever be able to see the rough spots in the way that someone coming completely blind, fresh to the game, is going to see, right? It's impossible because as you know, as gamers, as a designer and a game developer anyways, but even as a core gamer, games are puzzles. And from the moment you start interacting with it, your brain is trying to solve the puzzle. You're trying to learn the rules. You're trying to learn how to beat the puzzle, how to beat to be the best at the experience. And good design allows for players to continue to, it's like the onion, right? Like the onion skin. You're kind of always like pulling additional layers away to get to to get to more of the core of that. So, and there's some remarkable and some really really talented gamers out there. There's amazing dexterity. Obviously there's a huge spectrum when it comes to humans. And I love the craft that is game development. So playtest, watch the recordings. Every time you have a brand new person that comes to experience, be humble and put on your design hat and see like what can you intuit from their experience. And then if you can, have a great discourse with them, you know, ask questions, follow up, because you want to try to understand it the most possible. And by default, people don't necessarily know how to express themselves. It's kind of neat. Some people can, right? But when it comes to talking about what they like and don't like, people don't always really know. And thinking critically about their own like inner feelings and experiences to articulate those, to have a dialogue. So you have to pull that out of them, question, you know, and you know, be humble, because there's only a first time for any experience for anyone. And then after that, it becomes a series of compounding and ideally better experiences as players get better at your game, because they're finding the things they work, or they're figuring out ways to exploit it. They're figuring out how to get those highest scores. Anyways, I digress. Thank you, everybody. I will post this link. I'll get up on the YouTube channel into the subreddit thread. I posted the whole back and forth DMs that I had with Ben. Thank you, Ben, for playtesting. This was a real treat this morning, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.